Hey guys, welcome back. This is lesson number 14. We're going to continue on with trig. Today we're going to talk about finding a missing side using our trig ratios. So remember our trig ratios that we talked about, sine, cosine, and tangent. Remember that we talked about that mnemonic device, so, ka, toa, to help us remember what goes with what. Remember when we're setting up our equations, it's always whatever trig function, trig ratio we decide of an angle equals some side over some side. So in this case, it would be the opposite side over the hypotenuse. All right, so it's always angle here, whether it's missing or given, and then sides here, again, whether it's missing or given. So for us today, we're going to be given an angle, we're going to be given a side, so our missing side is going to be over here on this side. All right, so first thing we're looking at here. Like I told you, we're given one side, we're trying to find another side, and we're given an angle. So again, like we talked about yesterday, okay, this is the angle now that we're using. We could use this, we always want to use an acute angle, but we might as well go ahead and use the angle that they give us. So this is the angle we're using to label our sides. So in this case, opposite of my right angle is my hypotenuse. Opposite of the side given is my opposite. Adjacent to the side given, the angle given is my adjacent. Okay, so then what I have to do is I have to decide, am I using sine, am I using cosine, or am I using tangent? Well, on this problem here, I don't even need the hypotenuse side. The only two sides I'm using is the side given to me adjacent, and this side that I'm trying to find, the opposite. So the trig function we want to use is tangent. So I said the way we always write our equations is trig function of an angle. Well, the angle that we're using here is 36 degrees. Equals, we know tangent is TOA, so the opposite side over the adjacent side. Now, from there, it's just an equation that we need to solve. So if I'm solving this, I need to get this x by itself. So if I'm dividing by 7, I'm going to do the inverse operation. I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. And so that's going to give me x equals 7 times tangent of 36. Now, that is an appropriate answer. Okay, that is an answer that could possibly work. If you're looking at maybe the ACT, they're going to give you the answer as 7 tangent of 36 because they don't require you to type it into your calculator. If you're typing into your calculator and you're getting a decimal, make sure your calculator is in degree mode because we're working with degrees, 36 degrees. Once it's in degree mode, we simply type in 7 times tangent of 36. If we round that to the tenths, we should get 5.1. Okay, I should be able to tell if that's a correct answer because this side here is shorter than this side, because if I found this angle right here, this angle is 54 degrees. So this side has to be bigger than this side here. Second problem, same thing. First thing we do is we label our sides. So here's my angle. This is my adjacent side. This is my opposite side. This is my hypotenuse. After we label our sides, we choose which trig function we're using. Well, I don't need this side here, so I'm using opposite and hypotenuse. Well, opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So sine of my angle, so this angle here that's given to us, 63 degrees, equals the opposite side, 12, over the hypotenuse, x. Now, this is a little bit different because I'm not dividing by 7. I'm not dividing by 12 here. So I can't multiply both sides by 12. So I have to do two different steps here to get this x by itself. One thing that some people do is they'll put this sine of 63 over 1 and they'll cross multiply. That's fine. The other thing that we can do is instead of multiplying by 12, because 12 is not what we're dividing by, we're actually dividing by x. And so we can multiply by x on both sides. And so we'll get x times 63, sine of 63 equals 12 that we have left over here. And then all we have to do to get that x by itself is divide both sides by sine of 63. And so we'll get this here. Again, if you're looking at an ACT, they'll leave the answer like that because that is your exact answer. That's not rounded. If we're typing in our calculators, again, make sure you're in degree mode, and we round that to the 10th, we should get 13.5. Okay, again, we should know that that should be the biggest side because that is my hypotenuse, so it needs to be at least bigger than 12. So if you got an answer that is less than 12, you know that it's not right. Okay, so we have two different types of problems. We have the problem where x is on the top, and we simply just multiply by whatever number's in the bottom. Or if x is on the bottom here, that's where we have to do these two steps where we multiply by x and then divide by sine of 63. One thing you're going to notice when x is on the bottom is that this sine of 63 and this x are just going to kind of switch places. Okay, and that is something that will occur every single time that you do these problems. All right, I want you guys to do this example here on your own. So pause your video, work out the problem. Once you're done, unpause it, and the answer will be there. All right, go ahead and check your work here, check your answer, make sure you got it correct, and then go ahead and go do lesson number 14 practice.